Well, hello everybody. It's BugEater64 here once again in Microsoft 2020, and we're going to be flying a business jet. We're going to be actually flying not the one pictured there. That's from my X-plane. Evil person. Anyway, but we're going to be flying the Cessna Citation longitude, and we're going to be flying from KAUS, which is Austin Bergstrom International, Austin, Texas, to KDFW, Dallas-Fort Worth International, Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. It's not a long flight. It's about 170 nautical miles all told, but we're doing it as a test. My flight sim friend, Mr. CajunJosh, and also Dion Soul are coming along, and we're doing it primarily because CajunJosh requested this flight. So we're going to get in here, we're going to do it, and just have a little bit of fun. So we'll see you inside the aircraft, so let's go flying. Alright, so here we are with our jet at Austin Bergstrom. Let's get inside here. And let's go ahead and checklist. Park and brake. And it is set.
Parking brake. Set. Battery switches. On. Generator switches. On. APU knob. Start. APU RPM.
Let's see. APU RPM. APU start. Alright, this is interesting. First time I've used a checklist like this, but it's the first time I've been in this airplane. So let's see how this goes. Let's just...
Stabilizes 98%-100%. APU lead.
Page complete. And we're going to get this thing started up. Engine is starting. Now we're doing left engine start. So this is interesting. First time I've used a checklist. I'm going to let the co-pilot do all the work. Let's take a look outside.
Does that plane have touchscreens in the middle?
I am not sure, to be honest. It might in the real world. I'm not seeing it. You know, it's not letting me click on anything.
Okay, didn't know they had like the GTN 750 type center screens, or if it had.
Well, this is my first time in the aircraft, and so I'm letting the actually the checklist. I'm letting it auto complete the items. I'll learn how to do that later.
Alrighty, I'm back with my burrito.
Okay, so all done here. Let's talk to the tower. Let's get the ATIS.
Austin Airport information Whiskey 17000. Flight 179er at 6. Visibility.
That's one thing to say about Microsoft. They are listening to the community right now. Anyway, at least so Sobo is against Microsoft.
4,300 feet, few clouds.
Yeah, it seems like it's pretty much Microsoft providing the AI,
Temperature,
and Microsoft providing
2.10.
a lot of these
Altimeter tree,
contracts, and
0
Sobo's
decimal,
doing all the
0
work,
4.
Microsoft's paid out their
ILS runway 17 right and
Yep.
ILS runway 17 left in use. Landing is departing runway 17 right and runway
Well, at least
17
it was
left.
good both directions.
DSR aircraft, say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller, on initial contact, you have whiskey.
Okay, so we got that.
Austin Airport information Whiskey 170.
Austin ground, Eater 64 Alpha Delta Delta X-ray ready to taxi departing straight out with whiskey.
Eater 64 Alpha Delta Delta X-ray taxi to and hold short of runway 17 right using taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 118.225
Yeah,
when
that
ready.
gazebo's a handful to fly by yourself
Mm-hmm.
when you're not familiar with it.
Taxiing hold short runway 17 right via taxiway Alpha Eater
Well, it was
64
night
Alpha
flight, it was
Delta
from-
Delta X-ray.
San Antonio to Houston, so it was not bad at all.
Okay, so
Did you record it to watch so I can watch it?
No, it would have been bad. The timing was set wrong on it, so it was a night flight, and it was overcast coming out of San Antonio, so I flew into the clouds. Well, I didn't have everything set right on the autopilot.
Austin ground,
I thought I
Eater
did, but
64 Alpha Delta
was-
Delta X-ray requesting
It was
pushback.
doing some funky stuff, and it tried to. I was completely in zero viz, and I could tell it was trying to go back into the ground, so I had to manually trim it, get it set.
Yeah, that's the problem with Microsoft airplanes right now. So you turn the autopilot on, or I'm not doing the proper sequence. It wants to nosedive until it catches up, and then it's fine. So, but it's just weird behavior for autopilot, and a lot of people are complaining about
okay, so we're getting our pushback, and he's in the wrong place on the aircraft. This could get interesting.
it. Everybody in the forums that I see, I mean, it's all complaints. It's all, I wish they would do this. I wish they would do that. I wish they'd make this better. Which is telling me that in the forums, or at least in the forums I've taken it as, is that these people want, study level or higher fidelity STEM than what is out of the box. It's like they made it for 13-year-olds and 12-year-olds, but the people who were actually flying it and the people that are talking in the forums are all our age or are different demographic. So,
Well, plus the fact that they've got Microsoft's getting this thing set up for Xbox. So how is that? How detailed can you go using Xbox?
not very. It's obvious.
Well,
yeah.
We don't know because we haven't seen the new Xbox. That's what it's developed for.
Sobo basically having an arcade mode for the Xbox. That's just a dumbed down version of the sim. If you start by building the sim very complicated, with the algorithms that make flight
requesting pushback.
calculations and computations accurate, and then when you introduce something like Xbox, you then dumb the control interfaces down a little bit. It's easier, I think, to start there versus to do the reverse.
Yeah. Agreed.
But I mean, I'm looking at Xbox and X-Plane or
Get ready to taxi IFR.
feedback at xplane.com
Generic
seems
Golf Alpha
dumb.
Juliet 825 taxi
Not
to a hold
really.
short of runway 17 left via taxiway Alpha Delta
Improved
Charlie Echo
atmospheric
Bravo.
lighting model,
Contact tower on
Guidance
ONE
clouds,
21.01
weather,
ready.
seasons, better CPU utilization. That's the only one they've marked as plane.
Taxiing hold short runway 17 left via taxiway Alpha Delta Charlie Echo Bravo generic 825.
How's it good?
Austin ground, Buggeater 64 Alpha
Yeah,
Delta
it's the only.
Delta X-ray
So far, the
requesting
only one I
pushback
see is better
tugs,
CPU
steer the
utilization. That's
aircraft
the
to the
only
left.
one they've actually acknowledged.
Buggeater 64
Yeah, that's probably the easiest one to do.
But their site's just, it's been, their news and everything coming out of them has just been very quiet. If I can see, they're posting a lot of third-party stuff. Like
Austin
their
ground,
PR
Buggeater
people are
64
working,
Alpha
but not.
Delta Delta
Here's a little
X-ray
background on
requesting
a
the
new
end of
feature request
pushback.
site from them.
Buggeater
Web
64
FMC
Alpha
received
Delta
the update
Delta
release
X-ray
doing.
request to end pushback
X
received.
Aviation released a new PT-19. So yeah, a lot of it's just third party. It's not mobile. Encoders expansion pack for the Just Flight Arrow. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of. I would love to just have. I don't care if it's. This is 18 months out.
All right,
We'll work on X-Plane 12
so
with a release date sometime.
and you can hear in the background
second quarter of 2021.
Dion Soul and
Right.
Cajun
Just
Josh.
something, there's
Communication.
what you're up to.
They're
Give us some-
taking part in this as I try to do something.
I mean,
Okay, so let's
Frontier
go ahead and
Developments did
see
that
if I
with-
can
and
find.
it certainly didn't kill Elite Dangerous, and they basically said at one point we are 18 months away from our next big update. We'll
Right.
do some little updates between now and then, but you're not going to see anything for next
Break
year.
is
It's like,
released.
oh, okay. And people didn't leave. It's like, okay, big update, year and a half away. In the meantime, just expect small things.
That's what
Of
people
course, they-
always want.
They may be being quiet because they don't want people to disinvest. If they are far away from something, they don't want people to disinvest and go to Microsoft.
Because that's what I would do. Say, okay, fine. Then I'll just fly what I have, and most of my channel is going to be Microsoft Flight Simulator until you guys come up with something good, something new.
Without knowing, I would be strongly suspicious that they feel like their hands are tied because there is a third-party developer market out there that's a business for a lot of these guys. And if you say we're this far away from stuff, that could cause a decrease in traffic and or revenue for some of your third-party developers and could sway them away from developing for you because you're basically saying we don't have anything for a while. They're like, well, fuck it, let's go to Microsoft then.
Yeah.
And then people don't buy these third-party modules, so your announcement has damaged other people
Right.
That's the only thing I can think of. That
And I can see that.
Stay quiet.
Well, I'm sorry, SkyMax Pro and Active Sky and everybody else. Yes, I spent money and I gave them money for their products, but I would rather have Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is a new sim, have all that stuff out of the box. That's why it just dumbfounds me that
Alright, so right here, flaps are down. I think we are ready to go. Let's go here. Checklist. Okay. Starting APU. There's no interesting. Okay. Checklist complete. Okay, request takeoff.
Austin Tower Bug Eater 64 Alpha Delta Delta X-ray ready at runway 17 right, straight out departure.
Bug Eater 64 Alpha Delta Delta X-ray cleared for takeoff runway 17 right, departing straight out approved.
Cleared for takeoff runway 17 right, Bug Eater 64 Alpha Delta Delta X-ray.
Bug Eater 64 Alpha Delta Delta X-ray, you are leaving my airspace, frequency change approved.
Austin Tower Bug Eater 64 Alpha Delta Delta X-ray frequency change.
Let's see. See if the autopilot works in this thing. Okay. The landing gear thing on this really drives me crazy. Okay, so we're holding altitude, looks like it's 5,700 feet. We are coming around to our nav heading. So that looks okay. So we will be on our way. Track 170 nautical miles. Gear is up. So right now everything's looking fine. Let's take a look outside.
We do. I had to look out my window, yeah. Looks like we got some clouds here in Palmdale.
Yeah, well, we've taken off from Austin Bergstrom. I'm going to fly at 5,700 feet. We got 170 some odd miles to Dallas Fort Worth.
You said 5,700 feet is what you're flying?
Yeah, it's not even that. Yeah, you're gonna be really inhaling the fuel.
It's only 170 miles, and I've got full tanks.
Yeah.
If this thing can go that far, and you know, almost 1,000 gallons or 900 gallons of fuel. That's crazy.
But like I said, my flight experience. Now they did supposedly they were doing some, because that was the original version, 1.7 or whatever when it was released. That's the last time I did the, I did the video, or I flew that airplane.
Yeah, that sounds like I'd normally be at 17,000 feet for that flight, but that's, he's going to be getting some better scenery views from that.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's trying to straddle both.
Yeah, the eye candy. Okay, so let's get first degree of flaps in.
Gator 64 Alpha Delta Delta, X-ray cleared to land runway 36 right. Wind 176 at 8.
Cleared to land runway 36 right, Gator 64 Alpha Delta Delta X-ray.
DFW Tower Envoy 4199er at runway 36 left, ready for takeoff IFR to Corpus.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
Envoy 4199er cleared for takeoff runway 36 left.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
Cleared for takeoff runway 36 left, Envoy 4199er.
Come on. That drives me crazy. I have problems trying to get the landing gear down.
500.
This is horrible.
Stall. Stall.
This is going to be the worst landing ever.
Gator 64 Alpha Delta Delta, X-ray contact ground on ONE 21.85.
DFW Tower American 2404 at runway 36 left, ready for takeoff IFR to Austin.
American 2404 hold, short runway 36 left. Traffic is generic on the runway.
Going to 121.85 Gator 64 Alpha Delta Delta X-ray.
Hold position American 2389er.
DFW ground, Gator 64 Alpha Delta Delta X-ray taxi to parking.
Gator 64 Alpha Delta Delta, X-ray taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Mike 2 Mike Zulu cross runway 17 right, Zulu cross runway 36 right, Zulu cross runway 36 left, Zulu. American 2389er, hold position caution, the departing generic.
Hold position American 2389er.
Gator 64 Alpha Delta Delta, X-ray please acknowledge.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Mike 2 Mike Zulu cross runway 17 right, Zulu cross runway 36 right, Zulu cross runway 36 left, Zulu Gator 64 Alpha Delta Delta X-ray.
Okay, so my reversers came on.
American 2389er, continue taxi. American 2389er, hold position caution, the departing generic.
Interesting. So now that my reversers are on, I can't turn them off.
Hold position American 2389er.
Interesting.
American 2389er, continue
Okay.
taxi.
Legs.
All right.
There should be no legs.
Well, my HOTOS setup worked for my reversers.
Mm-hmm.
No problem, except once I turned them on, I can't turn them off.
Uh-oh.
Something in the way, and this is what I'm having problems with the Microsoft, is trying to set up all these keys, and yeah, it's just a lot harder to set this stuff up on equipment hardware
Mm-hmm.
than it is in the old X-Plane. But I know that the reversers worked. Now I got to figure out how to turn them off. Oh well.
Moving right along.
Yep. It's all a learning curve.
Yes.
So, anyway,
That's what I'm doing right now.
I hear you. Okay, there we have it. Welcome to Dallas-Fort Worth International in Microsoft 2020. And there is our citation longitude. And everything went well, landed okay. Was a very, very, very ugly landing. And another reason I sure as heck hope they get the replay system in this simulator. My goodness, that was just horrible. First time ever even getting into this airplane and looking at it. And so, there you go, Cajun. He'll tear me apart here once he sees this too. He's going to give me all kinds of hell for the things I did on that landing. Anyway, sure hope you enjoyed the flight. I had a lot of fun bringing it to you, and some of my landings, even some of my takeoffs, make life very interesting, even for me, the old guy. So, you folks, be well, have a safe week, and until next time, as always, remember, safe flying.